everybody. Nice having you here. Today we focus on the smart reuse park we implemented here in Mid Tyrol. Some of you might have been with us together in the webinar yesterday, where we gave a short sneak peek into the reuse park. And now Johannes Münch, the project manager here at Waste Management Association Mid Tyrol, will give you a more detailed insight. And Hannes, I will stop sharing my screen here and ask you to share yours, and please present to us the smart reuse park of Tyrol.
Du musst nur noch meinen Bildschirm zulassen. Du steht, du hast die Freigabe deaktiviert.
It should be working now.
Genau, teilen. Okay. So, welcome to the Twinning Learning Journey, number 5 from Innsbruck, Tyrol. I will present the Smart Reuse Park here in Austria. So first, here's the location. It's in the west of Austria, in Tyrol, between high mountains. We have a population of 390,000 inhabitants, and those are living in 104 communities. But the biggest community is Innsbruck. It's centered here in the middle of the Inn Valley. And we have almost 170,000 private homes in this functional urban area here in Tyrol. Our aim was to build a platform in Tyrol. The Smart Reuse Park is a virtual space, since in Tyrol there's already ongoing a lot of secondhand and reuse activities, and there are a lot of actors, so we don't want it to bring another actor in this environment here. This reuse environment in Tyrol is run by social economic players. So yeah, we wanted to make them more visible. So visibility in the 21st century got to do with the virtual world. So we decided to make an online platform that's also visible on mobile devices like iPads, iPhones, because that will be the future. We had a really good programmer. He was showing us statistics. 70% of all searches in the internet are made with mobile devices in the moment, and numbers are rising. So that was our goal, to make a virtual smart reuse park based on mobile technology for smartphones. So the smartphone is the access to the smart reuse park. Yeah, what I said already, we had a lot of actors out of the social economic field, but also private profit, private non-profit, and public addresses of actors, and activities should be provided, or should be communicated to the public, which means collection of reuse, preparation for reuse, sale of reused goods that are obvious, but also repair, rental, and upcycling services. Yeah, the goals of the SOP, like I said, is the visibility for the inhabitants of the Tyrolean area. Since the social economic partners have quite old school homepages made maybe in the 19th of the last century, they look a little bit old school. So that was our main aim, to make the players and make the actions that already happens here in Tyrol, make them visible, and also to create a little networking between the players here in Tyrol. And of course, implementation of new reuse activities. But for us, that was important to make the environment for this and not run one of these activities by our own, because we have really strong partners and they can do it even better than us. So what we can do is the operating of the smart reuse park, like the organizational structure is one reuse manager for the content coordination and networking of the area, one IT programmer for keeping the platform online, and a social media manager for putting content to the platforms, to the homepage, to the social media channels. Yeah, some characteristics of our smart reuse park is the activities and the services provided here. The repair cafes are already run here since 10 years, and it's 14 of them in the year in different communities, not just in one fixed center, but it's circling around the communities outside of Innsbruck and in all the deep mountain valleys. They try to go inside and bring this idea about the repair cafe in all the small communities. Then there are several reuse shops, rental shops, food sharing initiatives. Meanwhile, there are already 3 Fab Labs, and they are also not just in Innsbruck, in the capital city, also in Wattens outside on the countryside. There is a Fab Lab, and there are several open workshops. And since half a year since our project is running, there's a reuse collection point at a local recycling center, what I will show next. So this is one of our main achievements, to give to make the reuse collection possible at the recycling center. Here we see the reuse bicycle collection point, which is really a easy achievement. It's cheap and it almost needs no space. So I think this one can be copy pasted to whole Tyrol and even maybe to whole Europe, because it's really a easy achievement, which makes sense to everybody, I guess. So most important, like I said already, is the communication of the smart reuse park. That's why we created this website named noamol. Here in the center, noamol means once again, in the sense of use it once again, or use this item once again. We have Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube channel. We made some reused posters. We screen printed old posters of the waste management on the backside. So this should be an act of showing all partners that we mean what we say, like reuse is religion to us almost. And we had the surface stories, and one of them we use as a promotional spot in the cinema. Hopefully this year, because there's a lot of summer cinemas usually in outdoor locations. And yeah, hopefully we can place it on one of them if they are taking place, because yeah, it would fit perfectly for our aims. I think we show you now one of these videos. Maria, can you?
Yes, if you stop sharing your
show
screen.
It. Yep, I stop.
That's good. And I try to open mine. And okay, I hope that it will be working. Give me a second. I tried it before that the audio should be better. I'll give it a try. Let's see.
Du denkst, du kannst unseren Planeten sowieso nicht retten?
Fang einfach damit an,
dass du deine guten, gebrauchten Sachen nimmer wegwirfst.
Also nimm's nochmal her.
Dann finden's ein neues daheim.
Bevor du dir was Neues kaufst.
Schau dir erstmal die Gebrauchten an. Denn das schont die Natur
und hilft der Umwelt.
Nimm sie nur mal her.
Also nimm's nochmal her.
I hope the audio was okay. Did you hear it well? And could you see the subtitles?
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was good.
Perfect. And then I also showed the second video of our reuse posters, right?
Yes. Was passiert da halt bei?
Wir versuchen einen Iris-Druck zu machen. Ein Siebdruckverfahren. Und je öfter du sie druckst, desto besser bildet sich ein Verlauf. Am Anfang sind nur Striche da. Und irgendwann kommt halt so ein Verlauf, der jetzt da langsam schön smooth wird. Wir nehmen alte Poster 30 Jahre her, damit sie nicht weggeschmissen werden und versuchen halt hinten drauf zu drucken.
Okay, so this was the second video. I stop sharing my screen, Hannes, and you should be able again to share your slides. You are still muted, Hannes. We don't hear you. I don't hear you. I can.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's working. Okay, now we hear you.
So the surface stories was quite useful for us. We tried to use it not just for the project goals. So for sure, we tried to use them for building our community and spread them all around the area. Yeah, the first clip you saw, it reached here 10, almost 11,000 people. And even the mayor of Innsbruck shared it, and also the Green Party shared it on their Facebook accounts. So that was a really good reach, good responsibility of this clip. And like you see the posters, they say geht's noch einmal. This means, can't you use it one more time? Or can you use it one more time? And they will hang out at the recycling facilities to ask the people, ask the community, ask the inhabitants of our Tyrolean area if they not can use them one more time, or if they really need to go to trash. So, and now I want to explain to you the platform, the homepage. The first thing that you get to ask when you enter the homepage is you want to give or you want to take. We want to avoid buy or sell and want to use give or take, which sounds not that much commercial. The heart of the platform is the map, and where you can see all the location pins where reuse activities are going on. We have to divide between the actors. They are in a little bit darker orange, and the events that are a little bit brighter orange. So the darker ones are the fixed locations, and the yellow ones are the events that just take place once or regularly, but not every day at these locations. So at the beginning, you can choose between swapping, donating, education, borrowing, repairing. So we have all these categories where you can choose and see where you can passing on stuff, or where you can buy reused goods. Exactly, this is the This is the main thing. And then you can even make the searching a little bit more detailed and find all these categories like toys, house, things for household, clothing, etc. And another thing is the calendar we implemented, which shows all things that have to do with reuse, flea markets, repair cafes, etc. And now I just show you a few details. Here we have the Tauschmarkt. Tauschmarkt means swapping parties. That is advertised like this. Tauschmarkt Tulfis for baby and child's articles. Then we have some fixed second-hand shops. It's from the WAMS. This is our social economic partner with 150 workplaces that are given to long-term people they have no work for a long time. So there are a lot of these WAMS shops and collection points in Innsbruck and outside of Innsbruck. Here is Schwarz and one more in Jenbach. And then we have the Fundgrube in Schwendau. This is open every second Wednesday in the month. So this is an event. Looks like this. Also mostly for children's, for articles, for child's articles, and yeah, So our another big partner of us is the Ho and Ruck second-hand furniture store on 1,000 square meters. It's a little bit outside of Innsbruck, where you can give reused goods and also buy reused goods, and even they come to your home and collect reused goods from your home and sell them in the shop. There are a lot of more like the second-hand land and this flea markets, also most times outside of town. Here one new one, nice one under the stadium tribune of the football stadium every Saturday in the morning. Then we have the repair cafes, which reached already 11,000 repairs. And they look like this. Here in the hall of the firefighters. Yes, then we have the Werkstätte Wattens, which is a really nice place for DIY workshops. They have a Fab Lab. They have spaces for small businesses, for startups, and yeah, they get rid of this a little bit shabby image. They have a really high-tech workshop there with several laser cutters, 3D printers, stereolithography, drilling machines. Like this is really high-tech. Then we have another stakeholder who is really low-tech. It's the swap shop, where you can lend and borrow stuff like machines, games, videos, books, etc. He's a more idealistic player. He's just a one-man show. Then we have another shared workshop, the Werkstatt Couch, which means workshop couch. And they have, I think, 250 square meters of workshop place. So it looks like this. It's a DIY place. You can go in for several hours for just a couple of euros till a monthly rate or a fixed. You can be a fixed member of the place and use all the tools 24 hours a day. Yeah, then we have also a lot of like I told before, one-man shows, like a small and medium businesses. Here is Collector, which is just, I think, not even 1 year now having his container where he's doing small couches out of old boxes. And yeah, it's just a really nice stakeholder guy from Italy. We have this recent Rosa vintage with collected secondhand stuff. And one of a partner where I'm really proud of is Patagonia. They have the repair truck touring through Tyrol in area, and they repair outdoor sports gear. And they do it in a really professional way. They have this trailer and tour around, and they say we repair your stuff free, no matter which brand or which brand it is. They just repair your favorite gear, and they ask why throw it away, and they say free repairs, and they say repair is a radical act. And they have this one-wear tour going on every month in the winter. Yeah, and now they are also a fixed member of the normal platform. So I'm really proud that we have they on board, because this opens up a lot of more doors and a lot of more members for our community. And then there is several more secondhand shops, Einfach und Schnell, Akuna. They prepare old furniture like this, and they are also visible now and searchable with Google. That's what we achieved in our marketing workshops, that we teach them, okay, you have to do a Google account, otherwise people can't find you. Yeah, there's one hook again. And then we try to implement some DIY tools where you can find some detailed workshops showing you how to use old stuff on our platform. It's called How You Do It. It's here. On who can do it is all the actors, when is the calendar, and wo is the map. So what we try to do is also to implement workshops, like teach people how to make, for example, here an old chair into a new chair, and into a really unique product that nobody else have it, and you can't buy it somewhere in a shop. It's just your own chair that you built with your own hands. We try to advertise workshops like this. And what I mentioned before, this reused collection at the recycling center, I hope this will also be how can I say? This will be copy pasted in the whole area. I hope so, because it's really low budget achievement and makes sense for everybody. The reused bike collection. And because fun, it's all about fun for me always. It needs to make fun to work with people together. It should be funny, and here is one stakeholder that makes really funny bikes. He's called Upcycling Bikes, and yeah, it's always nice to look at his Instagram, what he does again here. This splash bike with the bathtub in the middle. It's it's just a playful achievement. So why I show this is because there is already a lot of stuff going on here in Tyrol. There is a huge commitment for secondhand, and that was our decision to make this visible, to show this to the people. So our next steps for the SLP in Tyrol will be take cooperation forward, find more partners, actors, and actions. Like I mentioned, Patagonia, they just recently signed, and yeah, they are a good partner, also an actor, and they have also actions that can be promoted, and find more of them. Enlarge the radius of the platform. So the map is still focused on mid of Tyrol with Innsbruck in the center, and we want to try to enlarge it to South Tyrol, Italy, Germany, south of Germany, maybe Switzerland, like just let it grow. And next step is also to start a bigger reuse awareness. So we start a awareness raising campaign with the cinema advertisings and ads in lifestyle magazines to get reuse in everybody's mouth. Of course, there will be some more networking events and joint reuse activities for the involved stakeholders to keep them informed and keep them up to date. I think these are the major steps for us here with the normal platform to avoid that this platform now will be getting old and not updated. So it should be exactly the other thing. It should be rising and growing. Okay, now I ask you for questions.
Yeah, I think I show one more video before we come to the discussion on the pilot actions, right? Maybe you stop, please, sharing your screen again, and I will show. Perfect. Okay, just a second. It's again a video with English subtitles on the pilot actions implemented.
Wir als Innsbrucker Kommunalbetriebe sind Teil des Projektes Smart Reuse Park mit den Partnern Abfallwirtschaft Tirol Mitte und der Stadt Innsbruck. Worum geht es bei diesem Projekt? Es geht darum, hier eine Plattform zu schaffen, wo sich Firmen, Vereine oder andere Institutionen wiederfinden können, die sich dem Thema Reuse widmen. Es geht auch darum, dass Bürgerinnen und Bürger die Möglichkeit haben, hier Einblick zu nehmen, wo kann ich gebrauchte Ware abgeben, aber auch darum, wo kann ich gut gebrauchte Ware käuflich erwerben.
Neben dem Aufbau dieser Online-Plattform ist es uns ein Anliegen, wiederverwendbare und auch wiederverkaufbare Gegenstände, die auf den Recyclinghöfen abgegeben werden, wieder in den Produktlebenslauf zurückzuführen.
Am Recyclinghof direkt gibt es jetzt eben die Möglichkeit, Waren abzugeben, die noch verkäuflich sind und noch gut sind. Und das Hohenruck fährt dann täglich hin und holt die Waren dort ab. Und so vermeiden wir gemeinsam Müll und Waren bekommen ein längeres Leben. Und wir können damit im Hohenruck Arbeitsplätze schaffen für Personen, die schon lange Arbeit suchen.
Wir als IKB bieten hier am Recyclinghof in der Rossau die Möglichkeit, dass der Bürger und die Bürgerin gute gebrauchte Ware abgeben kann. Also es geht in erster Linie um Kleinmöbel oder auch um Fahrräder. Wir geben dann diese Ware, diese Sachen weiter an die Vereine Hohendruck und Konrad und die geben das dann wieder weiter in die Verwendung und für den Gebrauch.
Die meisten Fahrräder kommen auf zwei Wegen zu uns. Der erste Weg ist private Spenden und der zweite Weg ist über die IKB vom Recyclinghof. Holen wir regelmäßig Geräte ab. Dann werden sie von uns geprüft, ob das Rad geeignet ist zum Wiederaufbauen oder ob das Rad eher geeignet ist, um als Ersatzteilspender zu dienen. Dann geht es weiter, dann wird es in unseren Wams Radladen in der Ampferer Straße zum Verkauf ausgestellt.
It's the same ending like before. So I'll share my screen with them. Yes, questions from your side. Thanks, Hannes, for presenting the Smart Reuse Park Tyrol. I have just one small remark that came up to my mind when you presented the next steps. I think it's interesting because it came up during our last multi-stakeholder forum, where I shortly told you that we are going to cooperate with a social media influencer who is active, especially on the platforms Instagram and TikTok. And this is getting more and more concrete, and we are going to implement it or film next week, and then run or publish it on the social media channels during June. And we will focus on do-it-yourself aspects in the on three focuses. One will be old textiles, where she's going to pimp an old shirt, and also she will show different ways on how to reuse and prolong the lifetime of T-shirt, or how to correctly dispose it of. Another one will be that she has an old chair, and she will go to one of these do-it-yourself workshops, this Fab Labs, and will give it a new touch and styling, and then she will use it longer. And the third one will also be a third part with the T-shirt. We will split the videos of the T-shirts into more smaller segments. And yes, I'm really looking forward to that, and how this will work in terms of awareness raising for reuse. But that would just be a small comment from my side. And now I'm looking forward to your comments. And any questions?
Maria and Johannes, it's Marina from Insieme. Can I go first with a question?
Yeah.
That I also did share with Monica from our twinning partner about the economic aspects, as always, because it is a great model of smart reuse park that we like very much. We think, I talk for Insieme, we think that is a great cultural development to reach the people through internet. Also in the perspective to develop the tourism about reuse and preparation for reuse. But the economic aspect is always unsustainable. For example, for social enterprises working directly in the field of reuse and preparation for reuse. And that's why it is always the last step to develop a platform online. So on your side, I guess you developed the project within Surface, but how you think to go on after Surface project, and if it's something that you as waste managers that you are can support or maintain also without a project.
Mm-hmm.
Is the communication about these economic aspects?
Mm-hmm. No, it's a big topic and a challenge. And as you said, the setup of the platform was within the Surface project and totally funded within Surface. And now we have different possibilities to go on. Also, COVID-19 somehow slowed things down there, but the minimum way for us to go on with noamol is that with the platform is that permanent people working here at the ATM will take care of noamol, so it's of the platform, so we can make sure that it definitely won't die, but that's a kind of a minimalistic version. So this only concerns the platform itself and keeping it updated, but it is more, you know, the smart reuse park is more, it needs networking events and yeah, joint actions from the stakeholders, and that was also told to us or is needed by the stakeholders. And for this we want to establish a separate smart reuse park manager, which is challenging because the stakeholders say they want a neutral person which is not influenced by certain interests, of course, in the background. And before the Corona lockdown, we were on a good way to set up a meeting with the regional government and the other partners that I mentioned in the video that were shown, so that they join forces and that especially the government, the regional government, invest some money for a half, not a full-time equivalent person, but a 50% yeah, manager, reuse park manager, so that he can handle then networking events, but also the platform itself. This now has yeah, slowed down due to many reasons. One of them is definitely COVID-19, because it's very hard to arrange a meeting in person right now. Still with the government, they are a bit behind the other companies, because, for example, ATM has been back to the office since the 5th or 6th week even, and it's still not possible to do so easily to get a meeting there in person. And yes, so concerning the financement or financing, we have the lucky position that we have kind of PR department here at ATM, and also other projects where we definitely can go on with the platform itself. But it's not defined yet how big the rest can be managed. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I think that the point that you underlined about enlarging the platform around different countries could be very interesting in the past. So maybe you will have a meeting with your stakeholders, local stakeholders, but maybe in the future, many foreign stakeholders could join and put together each PR office.
I mean, we would have a good starting position to enlarge it within Austria, because we have in 2015 another platform was founded by ATM, just focusing on repairing and repair actors. And that one grew from Tyrol nearly all over Austria, and there we have very good connection points at the different regional governments that are already now like implementing an ATM yeah, solution, and they are working then in the autonomically, you know, on themselves. We are all using the same platform, and also the structure of the information on it is the same. But for example, maybe Christopher can say something there. In Styria, they, in addition, for example, offered a bonus system for repairing services, meaning that every citizen had the right to apply for a support of up to 100 euros, depending on how much the repair service costed, if they used a regional repair actor or institution. But Christopher, would you like to maybe add there something? Ah, okay, sorry, I forgot your microphone. That's a pity. I'm very sorry. I mean, I see you are muted. I can try to unmute you, but maybe say something right now. No, it's not working, sorry. Yeah, don't worry. But for this, Marina, we would have a good starting position, at least to spread it in Austria. Of course, then the next step would be to spread it also to other countries. But I think there also we need to be realistic that not everything can be organized centrally from us, the center, or the original starting point, but that there should be a certain autonomy to each region on how to use the platform.
I have an addition to this discussion. Peter, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, Peter.
I'm a little bit optimistic regarding the financing of these such reuse related activities, because we are all know and clear that reuse activities itself up to these days it is not a financially feasible activity. We all know it, and it must somehow should be integrated or treated together with other aspects like social aspects, and from this point it could be feasible, which means it brings back the cost, so it will be not a big making. It's not about making money, but it's what you already mentioned, Marie. It's the social and corporate responsibility of the company who does it. And on the other hand, somehow this is a mission from waste management companies and also from the governments, because we all know the new European action plan related to circular economy package, and they put more stress on reuse and preparing for reuse activities. So this is the point where I am optimistic, because I think these kind of activities that we have already done within this project, and also antecedent projects like CEREC, and now the other new project which Bertold mentioned. I don't know its name, sorry, but it's also quite new, related to reuse center networks. I think it is very, very important, and they will give a boost with this policy agreement on that reuse and preparing for reuse is of high importance. And it is also very important to develop these networks, which means the reuse is a big representative of these initiatives. And yeah, I think these activities is not for nothing. We will reach our goals with these activities. So I'm optimistic that we will have more financials and more activities that we can not only imagine, but also we can implement in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. That's, yeah, very positive. But I hope so too. And I agree that there is a big movement, and I also think that there will be coming up funds for those kind of reuse activities. Any other comments or questions from?
Can I ask you something, Maria?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering, I mean, I was trying to imagine something maybe in Italy or in our area, and I was wondering, being reused feel like a little bit savage, let me say, in terms of following regulations, following being like ethic, or I mean, following kind of grids in terms of the way you do your work. Do you have any specific requirements to be included in your platform? Or, I mean, do you insert and include any kind of actors or initiative they want to be involved?
Yes, that's a very good question. We discussed this kind of criteria in one of the very first stakeholder workshops we had, and most of the stakeholders that were there are also now on the platform. We are not very strict for the moment being, but we said, okay, for example, we will not put the facilities where you we can bring your car, that it's being repaired, it shall not be the very commercial offers that shall be represented on the platform. And so we have some criteria. I'm thinking what else, because we also want to cover, for example, food waste and sharing food, like with these food sharing organizations that are growing more and more. We don't want to include every farmer that offers, like these farmer boxes and selling them. So yes, there are criteria that not everybody shall be represented on this platform. And we also needed to kind of divide between this or make a difference between this platform I mentioned before, which is focusing on repair actors and repair services, because that would be kind of double counted then. So when it comes to repairing, we also refer to this platform and focus more on the perspective of the citizens, what they want to do. So like if they want to buy secondhand or repair it themselves, or then we have more the Fab Labs that usually are not getting the visibility on the other platforms. But maybe Hannes, you can also add something there on the criteria that I just mentioned.
Yeah, for sure, we have defined some criteria, and they are also you can read them on the platform.
But they're only in German.
Only in German. But what we tried to exclude is like random car sellers, used car sellers, for example. It was quite a discussion, but for me, I'm driving a 30-year-old car. For sure, also a reused car seller is doing reuse and celebrating reuse. But we had to be strict at some point and make clear rules, for sure. Yeah.
And can I ask you, it's Jana from Reuse, or did you discuss, for example, producers? Because I guess it will be growing case where H&M not only has a textile collection in their shops, but some of them already have a repair shop in the shop. So in the future, if you have any thoughts on that.
Focusing on textiles, maybe on in your.
Well, I guess the trend will be from producers to have these activities with different things. I guess I can imagine IKEA, furniture, and so on.
It was not, we have not discussed it precisely, but for example, we, like Hannes mentioned before, we have now Patagonia, who is actually a big textile firm and chain, is on our platform because they always have this mobile textile repairing car that goes around in Tyrol, in the direct skiing centers, for example. This is then being posted as an event. And but Hannes, you also have the Patagonia shop itself as an actor, right? Event and actor.
Yeah, we have this repair one-wear tour because they repair all brands and all outdoor equipment, and not just with the Patagonia label on it. So maybe that's the difference between IKEA. They just have this IKEA refurbished section where you can buy secondhand IKEA products. But you're right, Jana. There will be a lot of companies maybe jumping on this train of this sustainable repair thing. And for sure, also Patagonia is using it just from the marketing budget. And
well, Patagonia, at least, I mean, it's probably the best of the worst, maybe, but it's a relatively easy case to be connected with. But I guess with like going into fast fashion producers, it would get a lot more sticky. It's just if you had any thoughts on it, because of course it's a big discussion for us as well, how far we want to engage with these companies or not.
I mean, what I can think about is that maybe not including them, but we also have different sections like Hannah showed with the do-it-yourself. So it means how, one more time, we played a bit with the German word noamol, and it means also how can you use something noamol again, sorry, once again. And there we have this instruction page. And we also have a blog. We try to post then news articles and blog articles, and it's a possibility to dedicate one article, for example, exactly to this movement that more and more bigger firms like IKEA, H&M, and so on are offering repair services, but not taking them as an actor on the platform. That's what I would be a possible solution.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Jan. It's a good point.
Good question, Lara.
So we are perfect in time, but if there
Can
is...
I just...
Yeah?
I just got my computer back.
Hi, Marian.
Hi. I was muted all the time. It just didn't work.
Yeah.
In Croatia, just for your information, maybe for others to think about, in Croatia, Zara, the brand, currently finances 3 workers in Humana Nova Zagreb reuse. So is that good or bad? I don't know, but financially speaking, for Humana Nova Zagreb, that's brilliant.
Of course. I think that's yeah. Of course, it always have 2 sides of the coin, but it's a good first start. If the big chains start investing, if it's just marketing, well, okay, but they create a new job. You can see this or that, and from this or that side.
I think it's on the better. Sorry, Marian, go ahead. It's on the better side if they put money in it.
Yeah, they put money in it. They pay for 3 salaries, and so far they didn't take any advantage of that fact. So there's no big campaigns or greenwashing. I don't know, maybe the contract was made fair. I don't know.
And it's in the field of reuse that they finance this, or repair, or what did you say?
Reuse of textiles. Yeah, so they finance their own waste.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting. Mm-hmm. Thanks for the comment. Any further comments or questions? So, because if not, we're perfectly in time actually, and we could stop at this point. I mean, the webinar was recorded. We will again upload it on the YouTube channel, and I will maybe ask Enrico also to include it into the last newsletter of Surface. And then I think I can only thank you all for your participation and the interesting discussion. I hope it was interesting for you too. Thanks, Jana. And yeah, thanks for being with us, and maybe see you again tomorrow at our second webinar on the reuse activation tools and the networking. It's at 2 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. So thanks everybody for being with us, and have a very nice afternoon.